So the one thing that I have been most frustrated about since the hurricane is the giant pile of branches that are still on the side of the road. They're in the way, they block half of the display, and it makes it to where we can't have our werewolf out this year because that's where our werewolf usually goes, and so now there's nowhere to put him. And that has been the most frustrating thing. I know the city is so backed up. Every single block in the city has giant piles of branches, and I know they're super backed up. It's just annoying that our area hasn't been top priority, I guess. But now I'm kind of changing my perspective on things, and I'm actually really happy that they haven't been picked up yet. Next year I was intending on putting a bunch of like dead looking trees through the cemetery to do a little bit more landscaping than I usually do. And all of a sudden it hit me this morning when I first woke up. These branches over here on the side of the road would work perfect to look like some old dead trees around. In fact, I've already put a couple up just to see how it looks. Right now it's just kind of zip tied onto the side of the fence, but I think that this is actually gonna add a lot to it. I got a few more laid out. There's a big one right there that I was thinking of having kind of over in that corner. There's this big one back here that I kind of want to have back here by the mausoleum, and another small one over there. I'll probably add a few more. The thing I'm having an issue right now is figuring out how to make them stand up. That one was easy enough, zip tying it to the fence, but the bigger ones need something a little bit bigger than just a zip tie. So that's something I gotta figure out. I like that idea. I think it'll add a whole new level to the cemetery that we haven't had before. So I'm gonna try and work on that some more. Today is my last day off before Halloween, so I have to get almost everything done today, and then just like little last minute things here and there over the weekend. But yeah, so I gotta do that. In the meantime, I've been laying out the power cords a little bit neater than they were before, because before they were kind of just going through the middle of the cemetery, which I didn't like. So I rerouted them through like the back, around the side there, just so it's not quite as noticeable. And then over here, since I'm gonna have the big knife wheel right there and the ticket booth over there by the road, there needs to be some power for those. So I just have a small brown cable right here that'll reach here for the knife wheel. Luckily this should blend in enough to where it won't be seen. But then over here for the ticket booth, I needed a much longer power cord. But I didn't want the power cord to just be laying across the ground for people to trip over. So I actually ran it from the house and I buried it. You can kind of see where the dirt's been all disturbed. I buried it along the edge of the driveway here, all the way out to the end to right here, which is where the ticket booth is going to be. So the ticket booth will just sit on top of this, so that the power cord runs up inside of it. And that'll be nice. I like trying to hide the power cords as much as I can, because I feel like when you can see the power cords, when you can see the behind the scenes stuff like that, it kind of like ruins the illusion a little bit. So yeah, I guess these trees have got to be a priority now. I don't have too much left to do. I got the trees, a couple of like paint touch-ups here and there on different stuff, and then on Sunday is when I actually am gonna bring everything out, put it in place, and then the last major project will be the circus tent effect, which I can't do that until Sunday anyway, because once I do that I cannot close the garage. But in any case, we're getting there. I've been saying this every day, but I cannot believe how fast it has come up. I feel like I was just out here it was like April, and I did like the whole walkthrough of like all my plans and everything. And now the plans have happened mostly. There's a couple things that I had to kind of scratch off the list just because I knew I wasn't gonna have time. But still, I think I've done pretty good. Alright, so my next project, oh my god, I forgot I had makeup on. I took a break earlier and I was testing out the makeup that I want to do on my face for my costume, and I totally forgot that I was still wearing it. But that's okay. This will be a good test to see if I'll sweat it off. So yeah, what was I saying? The next project is going to be the final touch on the knife wheel. I was wanting to find some fake throwing knives to stick in the knife wheel, but I couldn't find any good ones. The best ones I found online were like $40 each, and that was kind of crazy. So my dad actually got the inspiration to make some out of just pieces of sheet metal. So he cut out the basic shape and wrapped the bottoms to look like a handle. And basically I'm just going to cut a few holes randomly throughout the wheel and stick these in, and it'll look like knives stuck in the wheel. Now obviously I don't want these blades actually like accessible to people. I don't want people to be able to come up and pull them out, because these are actually pretty sharp and could hurt somebody. So what I'm planning on doing is going to stick it into the wheel and then bend the blade backwards and then put a screw through it, so that way you won't be able to pull it out. Right now I only have two. I think he's gonna make a couple more, and I'm thinking of doing like, I don't know, since the person's head would be here, maybe have one like right there next to the head, have one like down here, and then have another one like down here or something. That might be kind of cool. There we go. It looks pretty cool. And then like I said, around the back, I'll just bend this blade off to the side and something like that, screw it down so that it can't be pulled out. Got the blade screwed in. So now, no matter how hard you tug at this thing, it's not coming out. So nobody can come here on Halloween night and root these things out and stab somebody. Because that would be bad. Alright, so before I call it a night, I want to give another overlook of everything, because I'm losing track of like what I've shown and what I haven't. My mind has a million things on it at a time, and it gets hard to keep up with everything. So start here at the cemetery. Today I started putting up the dead trees. They kind of look okay. I'm not 100% convinced yet. I got a couple of them attached, but some of them are still kind of just laying down, especially that big one back there. I haven't quite figured out a way to prop that one up yet. The house itself and the scarecrow are still pretty much the same. But then venture over here to the circus. Now we got the clown hanging upside down. We got the circus sign all lit up with the new black light, which, I don't know, I kind of feel like I still need a bigger black light, but I guess that one's okay. And then we got the orange spinny lights going, which light up the walkway into the garage. And then I don't have the lights on in here at the moment, but obviously the mirrors will be on and everything. It's looking pretty good. I'm very pleased with how everything is so far. Pretty much all that's left is just a couple of last minute minor things that honestly I can't even do until like Sunday. I think I said this earlier, but I still got to do the circus tent effect here, and that can't happen until Sunday either. But yeah, thank you guys for following along with everything. This has been and is going to be a very good year. I can feel it.